Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Brandon Bondo here, and today we're going to be hopefully finishing up on this car. Basically, we're going to be pulling everything that we can from the wiring harness to the interior to the fuel tank. The fuel tank we should probably let drain. We're probably going to start by draining that first, and then we'll probably go interior, rip out everything except for the wires, and we're going to figure out how to get the wires out in a little bit. Besides that, we are pretty much done with this car. All we need is the door panel, sunroof, hatch, maybe the windshield. We might keep it in there, I'm not entirely sure yet. But we will figure it out, and yeah, let's get right into it because it is hot outside today, and I do not want to be out here all day. So that was a lot more gas than I was expecting, so there's still about half a gallon to a gallon inside that bucket, probably about half a gallon still inside that bucket, and the tank's not even empty yet. So I'm really curious if this tank was full when I started. So I'm gonna leak more into that bucket, and if there's still more after that, I'll get 2 more containers. If not, then only 1 more container. So way more gas than I thought there was gonna be. So it's the next day. I was way too lazy to finish what I was doing yesterday. So all the gas is out. We're probably gonna drop the gas tank today, and then we're gonna get everything from underneath that doesn't need to be underneath the car anymore. Well, so everything from underneath the car, and then we're gonna start working on interior, which is gonna be hopefully not too much of a headache. And once we're done with that, then we just got body panels, which we can do Wednesday morning probably before we take it out to the scrapyard, which scrapping the car is definitely not worth it, but can't really sell the chassis, and if I were to sell it, I'd probably only get like a couple $100 for it anyway. Not really worth it just sitting around in my garage for that long. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started and try and get as much done as we can tonight. It's almost 7 o'clock already, and I'm probably only going to work till like 9 or 9:30. So yeah, let's get started on it. So my camera's about to die, and I only put in about an hour of work today, but we got the brake lines and fuel lines out. We got the fuel tank out. We got the e-brake out. I'm trying to think of what else we got. We got some other stuff in the engine bay out. We got support bars from underneath. Like half of the interior's out. You guys didn't actually get to see this, but we got half the interior out pretty much. The siding just needs to come out, and then all of the front needs to come out, which is, the front is what's going to take the longest. As for underneath the vehicle, the only thing that we have left down there's one line e-brake cable that we still got to pull out. That will come out with the actual e-brake itself. So when we do the interior, that'll come right out. And then anything else that we need? I think just the nozzle for the gas tank, and then anything from the outside of the vehicle is all we need to pull out. Besides that, I think we are good. And yeah, we'll be pretty much finishing up this car tomorrow night, hopefully, and then whatever else comes down to Wednesday, and we'll try and get everything done Wednesday morning before we actually take it out to the place, because I'm only getting $60 for this entire car, so I want as little on the car as possible. You know, I'm keeping the fenders, I'm keeping the doors, I'm keeping the hatch, I'm keeping the sunroof motor. If I can get the windshield out, I'm getting the windshield out. You know, everything is coming out of this vehicle. It's gonna be literally just the chassis. Besides that, yeah, pretty much everything else is pretty much out of the vehicle. It's kind of a mess right now in my garage. Literally, this was all not here beforehand, and there's more behind the vehicle actually. So yeah, my camera's about to die, and I'm gonna call it good for tonight. I don't know how much of the time lapse you guys can actually see, because you guys are on the ground most of the time, and I did a lot of stuff above the camera level, so I'm really sorry about that. I'll cut out as much of that as possible and try to keep the video pretty interesting. Interesting enough that it's a time lapse. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. If you guys have any suggestions on what I can do to improve next time around, or improve on videos and things like that, let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, have a good one.
Another day, another dollar spent. Never losing my confidence. How about you contradict? For once in your life, give a compliment. I'm a little bit complex, get complex when they take me out of context. Never lose contact with who I am. Look at my eyes, I never use context. I see fine. When you see me, you see grind. Can't see the greatness is playing that for me. I'm thinking you must.